then good on you, boys and girls. Thanks for tuning into the show. You know how much I love you, how much I appreciate you. Heart bubbles to all of you. Do me a favor, share the show, text it out to a friend. I'm kind of getting re-energized here back on YouTube, thanks to my good friend Velma Hagar, my dear friend. I wish I had my heart bubble sound effect, but I love you all, and I thank you all. Today's episode is going to be a little bit different because today's episode is going to come with a homework assignment. Now, how many times, I bet you that probably brought you back to like school when you hear homework and you're like, oh man, homework, are you kidding me? How many times can you say homework is actually going to come with something that you're going to get a lot out of and other people are going to get a lot out of? You want to do something that's going to help improve not only your life, but other people's lives? You're going to want to hear this, and you're going to want to do this. You're going to want to give this a try. This episode is called 12 Notes. Why 12? Really, for no other reason than 12 is my favorite number. But what I want you to do is reach out to 12 people. Now, it could be a written note. It could be a letter that you send in the mail. It could be a voicemail. It could be a text. 12 notes, an email, whatever it is. You utilize technology. Send a video message if you must, whatever it is. I want you to reach out to 12 people and just give them an encouraging word. In other words, reach out and say, I'm going to give you a few examples, but you could reach out to someone and say, I want you to know, I do this all the time, by the way, and some of you may have been on the receiving end of some of these, but you reach out to someone and you say, listen, I want you to know how much you mean to me, how much of an impact you've made in my life, what a difference you've made in my life. You're a good person, you're a special person, and because of you, I am a better person. That could be one example. There's many examples. You're a light in my life, you're a blessing in my life, you're someone who's made a tremendous impact and difference in my life, and because of you, I'm a better person. And I wanted to reach out and acknowledge you and thank you for being in my life. Now, what does that do for you? That makes you feel good that you reached out and you said something like that for someone. I want you to think, if you were on the receiving end of that, if you got a message like that, what kind of day would you have? I mean, really think about that. You could wake up and you could talk about how miserable you are and how terrible life is and how much you don't want to get up and how much you don't like this and that and this and that, and you don't want to deal with your boss and you don't want to go to work and you don't want to blah, 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 complain. Or what if you got a message like that? Are you telling me if you got up and let's say as an example, it was a text message, and that was the first thing you saw in the morning. You get up, you check your phone, because that's what everybody does. And let's say you see that text message. Most likely, are you going to have a good day or are you going to have a bad day? You're most likely going to have a good day. That will change the course of your day. Do that for 12 people. Now, this is going to come with a little bit of a curveball. Ready? I also want you to, probably most importantly, reach out to someone who doesn't quite deserve it. Someone who maybe did you wrong. Try to find at least 2 people. Someone who, let's say, they're constantly bad-mouthing you, and you hear it. You've never really acknowledged it. You've never said anything about it, right? But you know it. You know they're, again, bad-mouthing you. They've done something to disrespect you. I've done this before, and I've talked to my wife and daughter about this because I like to teach lessons constantly. And some of the feedback you may get is, why would I do that? They're always talking bad about me. They're always bad-mouthing me. They're always saying something. I want you to make it almost impossible in a way where they would actually feel stupid if they continue to badmouth you. See, you always got to be the better person. You should, this whole show, this is about improving your life. Can you imagine, let's say, for example, someone who doesn't like you, and there's no real reason, for whatever reason, but you hear the feedback. You hear, like, that person said this and this and this about you. It could be completely not true. It could be completely invalid, but they're saying this and this and this about you, right? Now, you send that person love. You tell that person, listen, I want to thank you. I want to acknowledge you for whatever. You're a whatever it could be. You're a great neighbor. You're a great person. I really like the fact that every day you do this and this and this, and you're whatever, you dress sharp and you look good and you, whatever it is, compliment this person. Why would I do that? Why would I compliment someone who's always bad-mouthing me? Because eventually, it may take some time, eventually, they're going to feel stupid for bad-mouthing you, because everything that comes out of your mouth, especially directed to them or about them, is positive, is good. Eventually, they're going to get the message. And they're going to feel stupid. Let me explain this out. Let's say, for example, let's say you constantly talk bad about someone. Now I would encourage you not to do that. Focus on building yourself up. Focus on improving yourself. But let's just say there's someone in your life you're not particularly happy with. They're a burden in your life, whatever it might be, and you're constantly just running your mouth about them, right? But this person constantly compliments you. I have the greatest neighbors on the planet, but let's just say, let's say I had a bad neighbor, a neighbor I wasn't happy with. Well, not necessarily a bad neighbor, but a neighbor I didn't like for whatever reason. But then I see my neighbor, my garbage cans get knocked over, wind. But I see my neighbor going up and picking up my garbage cans and putting them back for me. Let's say it's a snowy day, and I see my neighbor snow plowing my driveway. Let's say I see my neighbor picking up trash in my yard. It's not their trash. It didn't blow from their yard into my yard, but they just saw something and they're picking it up for me. How stupid would I feel? Oh, that neighbor, terrible person, bad person. See, the idea behind this, you be the better person, you be a good person. By you reaching out, 12 notes, I want you to reach out to at least 12 people, and preferably try to find at least 2 people that maybe are not in good favor with you for whatever reason. And I want you to reach out to them, and I want you to tell them positive things, whatever it could be. Sometimes it might be a reach. You might have to try to really find something here. Because eventually, they may, and by the way too, they may need it. Part of their aggression towards you might not have anything to do with you. They might be having a tough life. They might be going through some things that we're not aware of. We're all going through things. I told you about, last episode, a really tough thing that I went through. And listen, by the way, I had cancer twice. The thing that I went through about a month ago and still going through, I was more scared over that than I was having cancer twice. And that is not an exaggeration in the slightest. So someone might be going through something that you don't know about. And maybe sometimes, some way, somehow, they take it out by running their mouth about you and you didn't even do anything. Sometimes people aren't going to like you. I've had that where I'm like, for whatever reason, this person just does not like me. And I can't think for a second of what I may have done that was wrong, or to upset them, or to make them not like me. But instead of getting upset, instead of jumping in on that bandwagon and starting to talk bad about them, because now you're just feeding fuel. We've got too much negativity in this world. Be a force of positivity. Instead of contributing to that, instead, blast them out with love. If you squeeze an orange, what comes out of an orange? Orange juice, right? Because that's what's inside an orange. So you have to be a good person on the inside. If someone squeezes you, someone's talking bad about you, you can lash out and start talking bad about them and disrespecting them. Or if you're full of love, if God owns your heart, give them love. And I can almost, it's not 100%, but I'm telling you it's 99.9% that eventually they're going to feel stupid and they're going to change their tune about you. Because if you give them nothing but positivity and good vibes, they can't continue to talk bad about you. And by the way, eventually it's going to catch on and other people are going, why are you always bad-mouthing so-and-so? All they do is talk good about you. I saw that guy, your trash cans got knocked over because of the wind. You're bad-mouthing that guy, but I saw him picking up your trash cans. Right? Be a force of positivity. It will not only help improve their lives, but it will help improve your life. You will feel better. Think about when you do something for someone. Don't you feel good? you do. You do something for someone, you feel a sense of pride. You feel good about that. So in a weird way, it's selfish because you're doing something to get something out of it. You're doing something good for someone so you can feel good. But also just to be that force of positivity in the world. We need more of that. We need more of that. Be that. Don't contribute to the negativity and the garbage that's out in the world. There's too much of it. You be a force of positivity. Go out there, reach out to 12 people, a minimum. Now reach out to 100 people if you want, even better. And by the way, too, comment below. Let me know when you've done this, and let me know how it made you feel. Let me know if you get any feedback, especially, like I said, to the people who maybe necessarily do not deserve it. How did it, you'd be surprised when you do something like this and they pull you aside and say, man, I'm sorry for the way I've been treating you for the last 2 years. It's not deserved. There was no reason for it. And I really see the kind of person you are. And I want to thank you for being you. And I want to thank you for the good words you said, because I really needed to hear that. You'd be surprised you're going to get feedback like that. So as easy as it is, and we should reach out to the people that have done good things for us, that love us, try to find at least 2 of the 12 that maybe don't quite necessarily deserve it, and make an impact in their life. Make it impossible for them to hate you. Make them feel stupid for hating you or talking bad about you. Watch what it does for you and for them and for everyone, and to the man upstairs. God bless you all. Share the show, text it out to a friend. I love to read the comments. Enjoy your life.
Daddy, Daddy, you're so awesome. Daddy, Daddy, you're so cool. Yeah!